welcome to Special Grade Snacks, the Jujutsu Kaisen watch-along podcast. We're your special grade snacks. I'm Kay.
And I'm Sarah.
What a year it's been.
What a year of 365 calendar days of this podcast. One episode per day. You've gotten all of those.
You've been listening to all the extra episodes, right?
Yeah, the Patreon bonus ones. Oh shit, have we been plugging our Patreon?
Oh, damn it.
I guess that explains why we have 0 subscribers there.
Next year.
Next year, yeah. Or maybe, depending on when the movie comes out, maybe later this year.
Oh yeah, the special news bulletin. The season may end, but Jujutsu Kaisen will continue in a Volume 0 movie title to be discussed later, I suppose.
Winter 2022, which, just to be clear, because of the way anime season naming conventions go, Winter 2022 will be like December 2021 to like March 2022.
Yeah,
like
so
we are just wrapping up the Winter 2021 anime season. So like 9 months, maybe?
Yeah, like 9 or 10 months. They'll probably tell us when it'll actually announce sooner.
Today, Gege Akutami is very busy having sex with a film projector, and then in 9 months, unto us, a Volume 0 will be born.
There's lots of characters in Volume 0, and I know all about it. Here's what it is.
Okay, tell me now exactly what happens in Volume 0.
Okay, so there's a very special little boy, and his name is Okotsu Yuta. We've seen him in the show before, being extremely depressed in the background of a few shots.
He looks like shit all the time.
He has a lot of problems in his life. In the movie, he has like a little girl spirit that loves him, and she loves to murder you if you're mean to him.
That happens.
And he's like, oh, it's so sad that I have an evil spirit that loves me because it makes it hard to make friends in my life. And Gojo tells him, come to school. Just like Itadori's friend Junpei, you can come to school as well. And I'm sure that this one will be fine.
Yeah.
So he goes to the school and he meets all the friends that we know, but they look a little different than we know them because Gege Akutami had not decided how they would look.
Panda looks the same.
Yeah, but Maki is a little different. I think her glasses are different.
Yep.
And her outfit is a little different.
Yeah. And Inumaki is rude. He's rude. He's got spiky hair. Yes.
And he has like a cool turtleneck instead of the one he has, which is
instead of a boring turtleneck, which he has matured in the time since Volume 0. And
it's been like less than 1 year. And he's like, right? I need to change my whole style.
To be fair, he was spiky-haired rude boy for the first 14 years of his life, but year 15 he was like, you know what, no, I'm nice now, bowl cut time.
I think I'm nice now.
Time to be voiced by Uchi Yamakoki.
I simply am Salmon now, which is nice. And then he meets all his friends, and they this is the part where I haven't read it yet. Here's what I think happens. They have a mission. Okotsu and I think just Inumaki have like a boyfriend's mission together.
Uh-huh.
Where they go to, I guess, fight Getou?
Okay.
He's like doing some like rude actions. And they're like, oh, I guess we have to fight him. And they try, but he's very powerful, obviously, as he's shown in the television show. He has a lot of powers and abilities.
We've all seen it.
He has so many strengths.
I've seen them.
I've seen them, they're real. And they're like, damn, it's so hard to fight Getou because of all his powers and strengths and abilities and no weaknesses, clearly. And then I think Gojo comes and is like, you're my boyfriend and I love you. And then it's over.
That's what happens. Wow, okay.
It's gonna be a really good movie, I think.
100%!
I think the movie will be good.
Yeah, if that's what the movie is, it'll be great. Oh, God. So, that's happening. We've got movie to look forward to.
Yes.
we've got the second season of anime, probably, assuming everything goes well.
We're making a movie, but we are canceling the anime.
That would be pretty funny if they were like, well, this is where the anime ends, with an anime-only scene of them saying, all right, and once more into the breach. And then we do a prequel movie, and then it's all over.
It's over. They fixed it. Did you like all the powers of the main antagonist? Did you like to see them?
Yeah, I loved when he shapeshifted into a large Kirby spike ball, and when
that
he turned into...
That is not the main antagonist.
I loved it when he turned into a worm.
You hated it. We all hated it.
I hated it when he was a worm.
That was the worst thing he ever did, and he does the best thing he ever did in this episode.
So, we watched Season 1, Episode 24, Season 1 finale, Jujutsu Kaisen 24, Accomplices, this week.
Only one episode this week.
And I might be a little bit biased here, but this episode was good, to me.
I think it was pretty good. When I was looking at it, I was, my brain was like, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Give me more of it. I'm very glad nobody was in the house with me when I watched this episode, because I was doing some very loud and embarrassing noises in reaction to some of the things that happened. Same, actually, but probably different things.
Were you pogging?
I was shouting.
Yeah, I was also shouting. I was shouting like, yeah! And like fucking smacking my hands together and like flapping.
But probably you and I were reacting to different scenes of the show.
Oh, sure, yeah. You were just excited for Old Man Getou Mahito Game of Life arc.
We'll get to it.
We open, and Eso has just deployed Rot Technique Maximum Wing King, parentheses Death by Wasp, which he doesn't say this time.
I forgot the name. How am I going to know if he doesn't say it every time?
How could you forget Rot Technique Maximum Wing King Death by Wasp?
He didn't say it.
And some of the blood a little bit of the blood that formulates these wings drips off and lands on a rock and dissolves it. And Itadori's like, Kugisaki, don't touch that blood. And she's like, fucking duh, you idiot. God.
I think I was going to touch the blood of the cursed guy, idiot.
Dumbass.
I think I love to bathe in cursed blood.
I think I would love to take just a fucking bath. I would just love to take a scrub-a-dub-dub in this man's... Who the fuck do you think I am, Itadori? Come on! We've known each other for 24 episodes now. I did think you were dead for like 6 of those, but still, we've known each other for a while.
How long have we known each other? You think I want to take a bath in the blood? You disgust me.
10 years we've known each other.
Yeah.
And Kugisaki just does a Toto and like invents a backstory of the two of them. She like flashes back and she's crying and snot's coming out of her nose. I'm trying to think of the thing that they could be doing in their past that would make that happen. Maybe the exact same thing that happened to Toto, which in that Kugisaki asked out Tall Idol Takada-chan and got rejected.
I think in Kugisaki's Mind Palace, Tall Idol Takada-chan would say yes to her.
But then she wouldn't come out of it crying and covered in snot.
She would just live there now. God, Kugisaki and Toto could really bond about Tall Idol Takada-chan. I feel like this is unexplored.
I think they would have a good time. Kugisaki and Mai could also bond over Tall Idol Takada-chan. Kugisaki
should get more screen time.
This is true.
I'll just say it.
Like, she just doesn't get enough. Like, it's I love what we get of her. She is my favorite character in this show by a mile. But, like, this first season was a lot of Itadori Fushiguro moments and not very much Kugisaki. And, like, a lot of Itadori... I mean, Itadori is the protagonist, definitely, obviously.
Someone said that he is the main character of the show.
Yeah, and, like,
so it does
that's
make
fine.
Some sense.
And also, like, 6 of the episodes were just, like, he was dead to them, and so we just spent most of that time with Itadori, but, like, we need more Kugisaki in our lives, I think.
Yeah, Kugisaki kind of still doesn't really have a backstory. Like, she kind of does, but not really.
Yeah, you'll get more of that in Shibuya arc.
Oh, great. 5 years from now.
Well, it's going to be the next season.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, literally, like, do you know where we are in the timeline of the manga as of, at the end of this episode?
It's like chapter 35 or something?
No, we're at, like, chapter 65.
Oh, okay.
So, like, what happens from here is the next arc is a 12-chapter Young Boys Gojo High School arc.
Yes.
And then, well, there's one chapter of Itadori Kugisaki Fushiguro moments.
Oh, moments.
And then it's Young Boys Gojo High School arc. And then
we need the Young Boys Gojo High School arc so bad. It'll heal the country. It
will be the first 3 or 4 episodes of season 2, and then the rest of season 2 will be the Shibuya incident, because that's where we're at. We're right up against the Shibuya incident.
I think there could be more episodes of
Young Boys High School Gojo High School arc. I would love to see it, but
I think, Nappa, just consider my plea.
When Kay reads the manga, then you will write your 10 episodes of Young Boys Gojo High School arc. Thinking about how Gojo and Getou will be interacting in the season 2 OP.
Oh my god. They'll be
Young Boys Gojo Getou interacting. Oh, it's gonna be like in the first My Hero OP where Deku and Bakugo are looking at each other as babies, and then they like cross paths with each other, and then 10 years later they're like back to back looking angry. And that's how they're gonna be in the OP Getou Gojo.
I don't like comparing them to Bakugo and Midoriya, but that's okay.
I'm just saying in terms of childhood whimsy that turned into bitter rivalry.
No, they're still dating. It's fine.
They are still dating. That's true. That's what Gojo bringing flowers in the OP is literally just like that's him doing it for the season. It's tautological.
They didn't touch on that. And Getou like had a tasty snack, and
he had a tasty chocolate orb. That's what he was eating at the bar.
At the barcade.
He should have. So Kugisaki is like, of course I'm not going to get fucking hit, idiot, forehead, and then she almost gets hit, but then doesn't. They run away, and Eso is like, turn your backs to me and run, because he's sensitive about his back, but he never stops to consider that anyone else might be sensitive about theirs. Kugisaki can't keep up with Itadori because Itadori is a fucking car of a human.
He's not normal. This boy is not regular.
And he's like, hey, can you go any faster? And she's like, no, I cannot. And then she like trips and falls. Itadori like doubles back and grabs her and just like picks her up. She's like, I got your back, dude. And he's like,
she doesn't
thanks.
do anything with that, but yeah.
She's watching to make sure that he doesn't get hit. I wish she had done more though and just didn't get carried out of this scene.
She fall down girl style.
She fall down girl style for not being fast enough. Itadori picks her up. She says, I've got your back, man. He says thanks and then takes off at light speed.
I don't even know what to call this. He like meteor jumps or something. He's so strong and powerful for no reason.
Eventually you will understand the reason. I wish there was
a reason now. At the beginning of this podcast, there was not a reason.
There's a reason now.
Oh, new reason dropped.
New reason just dropped. Fresh out. You will know it in approximately 12 hours from now when you read all the manga.
Great.
Itadori like runs through the woods and like jumps and then lands at like the fucking like area of driving road where Jogo and Gojo fought back in episode 7.
Same kind of zone. I don't think it was the exact same, but it was similar.
Itadori like falls into a guardrail with enough force to like put a massive dent in it.
He's as powerful as a car. He had the velocity of a motor vehicle.
The thing is that, like, a car could not go through I don't know if a car could, like, go through an unenforced concrete wall, like, starting from zero. Like, to go...
I forgot he did that. When I was like, how did he dent the guardrail? And everyone was like, he walked through a wall. I was like, oh, fuck, he did.
He didn't even run through it. He walked through it.
Yeah.
He did not use his momentum to break through the wall. He accelerated through the wall.
The wall was just not there to him.
Was simply not. And then he said, what, like it's hard, when Kugisaki asked him about it. I love Kugisaki Itadori so much. Them teaming up, whenever they get to do things together. They have a good team up here. They have such a good team up here. This is so good. After they like land at the guardrail, Kugisaki busts his balls a bit, but then is like, no, really, thank you. And Itadori's like, yeah, no problem. Don't mind. He should say don't mind more often.
He should say more don't mind. He says it because he reads haiku. This must be canon to me. He
does. Then Kichizu jumps out from behind the wall, and he got there faster than they did, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how, but like I'm just fucking.
Itadori was like, oh, he took the faster route to get here sooner. I'm like, faster than you, bro? What are you talking about?
I guess like the faster route would be to like go through the hell portal tunnel under the bridge.
It's not there.
Oh, then what is the faster route then? How did he get there? He just like I'm just fucking Kronk, Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Keiichitsu blasts Itadori's Kugasaki's about to get blasted, but Itadori shoves her out of the way and takes the Keiichitsu bloodshot, but it doesn't matter because then she gets hit by Rot Technique Maximum Wing King Death by Wasp.
Yeah, they were both like, oh, I'll protect you, and then they got hit by the other one.
Yeah.
This is classic Jujutsu sorcerers, just like Hanami said. She knows everything.
And then Eso is like, oh, have you been hit by my blood? It's time to explain my curse technique. This won't kill you, even if you bathe in it. And Kugasaki is like, well, I wasn't planning on doing that anyway, so. But then he says, it's gonna hurt like hell. And he says, this is my technique. Rot. And he like does the fucking drama llama hand sign and makes flowers appear on Itadori and Kugasaki.
Yeah, this one is Rot Technique, only Decay. This is a shorter
Rot Technique
name.
Decay, yes. And then we get our OP. And then we get back, and it's time for Eso to explain his technique, which is to cause rot, basically, to make your body rot away. And he says it's a type of poison, but it's really decomposition. Itadori's got 15 minutes, 10 for Kugasaki, and then after he finishes explaining, he says to himself, now they should die even faster. And I know I brought this up when Hanami was like, I'm told that it makes my technique stronger. I just love that, like, the curses are just, like, doing this. Like, just...
I've been thinking about more how the mechanics of it work. Because I feel like... Because they've talked about, like, how, you know, all the curses are powered on, like, bad feelings of people, basically. So I feel like explaining your technique to someone is like making them freak out about it, and that's why it works better.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I like that. I just like the idea of like Mahito or Getou just explaining to them and just being like, okay, listen, bro.
Getou, please explain your power to me, please.
You're pretty strong, but so let's just toss a little bit. Yeah, you're pretty strong. Tell me what your technique does, and then do it. Yeah, you see what? Yeah. All right, now get out there, champ. Let's go.
Getou, please tell me what your power is.
You will know eventually.
It can't just be to sit in a room. That's all you've done.
What if it was to? I mean, that's domain expansion, right? To sit in a room.
Domain expansion. Sit in a room.
That's what Miwa's domain is.
Oh, it is. Oh, we love Miwa's domain, though. Domain expansion, Dave and Buster's fun time. That's where they were.
They were domain expansion, Dave and Buster's fun time.
And we know that is not Mahito's domain, so I do think that it was Getou's domain.
Dave and Buster's fucking sucks, by the way. I need to just, like, get out here and say this.
If you were a curse, you would like it.
I would like it because they only have the worst arcade games. They only have, like, fucking stand-up displays of, like, an iPhone game, so I can play Fruit Ninja on a big screen, and, like, that's it. Like, that's the extent of their games.
Mahito doesn't have a phone.
He's like, oh shit, Subway Surfer, what's this video game?
Wait, does Mahito have a phone? I think he actually has had a phone. Didn't he call someone when he was in the subway dying?
No,
he
Getou just came down. Getou just came down there and did a sexy whistle.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he has powers for sure.
Oh, definitely. You just don't know what they are yet.
Please, King, tell me your powers.
Wing King.
Please, Wing King. Tell me your powers.
So the Eso is like, yeah, now I told them, and they should die faster. Then we get the worst part of Jujutsu Kaisen, in my personal opinion, which is the cringe backstory about a woman in the Meiji era who could get pregnant from spirits, and then Kamo Noritoshi, who was Kamo Noritoshi (parentheses student's) grandfather, impregnated that woman.
Is his name also Noritoshi?
Yeah.
Really?
There's a funny moment in the manga later on when they like bring him, they're like talking about Kamo Noritoshi, and while like Kamo (parentheses baby) is in the room, and he's like, wait, what the fuck? Why are we talking about me?
You can't say that I did that. They're like, no, it's your cringe grandpa.
Yeah.
We named you after him, even though everyone in the Jujutsu community fucking hated his guts so fucking much.
Because, I mean, with good reason, because he impregnated and then aborted a woman 9 times to get her cursed fetuses.
They said 9, and then they were like, and here's 3 of them. Don't think about it. I was like, I think I might think about it.
You might think about it. These other 6 will never come up. And then it says, like, for 150 years, we brothers have just been chilling. And there's, like, an image of the 3, like, test tubes in which all of them, like, before they emerged as cursed humans, when they were just, I'm just really enjoying the idea of all 3 of them just being in little test tubes as little fetuses that can't move, can't do much. They can't
play the game of life in a test tube.
But what they can do is simply vibe with their brothers for 150 years.
So the 150 years, is that like when Bad Grandpa was doing his shit, or no?
Yes, Bad Grandpa was doing his shit 150 years ago.
Okay. So he's probably more like a great-grandpa?
Yeah. Great-great-grandpa, probably.
Well, I don't know.
Like, my grandmother is 90, and she's a great-grandma.
Uh-huh. You just think, like, curse people, as they're called.
Curse people?
They probably live longer than regular people. Or no?
Right, but, like, that doesn't have anything to do about, like, the generational, like, someone who lives to be 150 is still going to be, like, having a kid at 20, like, having a kid at 25, then their kid has a kid at 25. Like, no matter how long you live, you're still going to be having...
Yeah. I mean, this rude grandpa could fuck at, like, 90 years old. That could be his choice.
That's his power. Domain expansion Viagra.
His power is blood.
Yeah, he's a bloodbender. He bends the blood right to his dick.
Oh my god. Wait a second.
I
think this theory is working out.
His favorite party trick is to, like, fucking like a cartoon character, stick his thumb in his mouth and then, like, blow on it and make a boner happen.
He can if he wants.
It's his favorite party trick. He also loves to just do it and then say boing while it happens.
Yeah, people don't know this about Kamo Noritoshi Sr. Very funny guy, great at parties.
Very funny guy when he wasn't forcibly aborting women.
Yeah, when he wasn't doing his fucking Kyburn type experimentations.
So we meet the 3rd brother who has not shown up yet, Choso, and he's having a conversation with Eso and Keichizu. And Choso looks like shit.
It looks like absolute shit, dog.
Especially compared to the manga, where he looks kind of hot in the manga.
He looks like Mr. Handsome in the manga. I have seen it.
He just looks like he looks like he's got the suds.
It's because they gave him like purple all the way around his eyes, like he's actively dying. Instead
of just like sleepy eye bags. But anyways, he's just like, we're gonna go with the cursed spirits because it looks like it's the best future for us. They've painted the most convenient future for us. And then he says, all right, so Eso will live for Keichizu will live for me, and I will live for Eso. And they all live for each other. We're bros, we are just bros, and we live for each other.
I don't know why they had to do it like that, but sure.
I like it. I think it's cute.
Why can you not live for both your brothers?
I think it's just, I genuinely just think it's cute.
It is pretty cute. I like that they're 3 brothers.
They are.
I can get into 3 brothers.
Unfortunately, the number of brothers will be down to just 1 by the end of this episode.
But, the brothers will be in his heart forever.
We cut back from that, and Eso is like, well, I if the pain is too great, I can simply kill you now. And then Kugasaki just goes like,
oh, it's Kugasaki Joker moments.
It's Kugasaki fucking Joker moments, because she's, like, covered in the rose pattern that the decay has built. Like, when the decay happens, the rose pattern explodes off. Did I explain how their technique works?
Yeah.
They use their blood as a vector for poison, rot, everything.
Yeah.
And then Kugisaki says, damn, you got a technique that wins as soon as it hits? You guys are strong. Unfortunately, this is a bad matchup for you. This is like 8-2 in my favor. And then she jams a nail in her wrist, shouts resonance, and then explodes both Keichizu and Eso. And it fucking rules. And then she
ow, my blood.
They're like, oh, ow, ouch, my blood. And then she like makes a fucking Joker face. It's like, let's do a game of chicken. And I was just clapping like a seal for this entire sequence.
Yeah, it's so good.
Kugasaki got to go Joker mode. Fushiguro got his moment last week, and now it's Kugasaki's turn.
He was so Joker. And now Kugasaki is like even more Joker, honestly.
This is so Jokery. She then explains the power of straw doll resonance, which is that it deals damage. But she doesn't
explain it to them. This is important for later.
Yeah,
she
this
explains
is
it
internal.
just in her head.
She explains it to us. which is that it deals damage to the main body by blasting an effigy and also a lost part of the target. Which we saw like in the first time she exercised a curse, she had the straw doll.
We
and
understand this part of the technique. I think.
And then she says that the effect varies based on the gap between the power level of Kugisaki and the thing that she's hitting. So, for example, blood is very weak in the eyes of Straw Doll Resonance, and Kugisaki herself is the effigy. So what she does is she puts the nail through herself and causes the pain to resonate to the brothers through the blood that she is stabbing. This nail goes
like fully through her forearm.
It's completely through her wrist. She does it 3 times and it's fucking sick.
It's insane.
And she's like, yeah, blood is cringe to Straw Doll technique, so I can do a lot of damage to the boys. I wasn't expecting to hit Keiichizu, and then she says, quote, if I'm going to die here anyways, I'll just keep hammering resonance into them.
Fantastic.
And I love you so much. You are my daughter. You are perfect. You have done so many great things this season. I can't wait. I hope you get to do more, baby. Please. Gege, please let her do some more things.
Any actions, any like alive person type things, definitely.
Action, alive person type things. We would love for her to kiss Maki. That will happen.
Love that for her.
I think you know what? I'm gonna say it here. Kugisaki will make an appearance on tomorrow's manga chapter, or today's by the time you're hearing this, because it was her epic moments this weekend, and the manga has been following the anime very, very closely.
Mm-hmm. I think Kugisaki will kiss Fushiguro's sister, and she'll wake up.
I like that. They should date.
Wouldn't that be nice? Fushiguro would hate that so much.
He would be so pissed.
That's why I like it.
She and then Asa's like, well, she can hurt us, but she can't kill us. We'll just keep doing our technique, and the poison won't let you move. And then, oh fuck, Itadori's moving. Oh fuck, it's a plot device. He tries to react, but Kugisaki jams another nail through her wrist and says resonance and says, don't fucking move, assholes. And we get narration from Kugisaki. It sounds like Kugisaki doing the narration.
Yeah, Kugisaki is letting us know about Ryomen Sukuna's secret second title that no one ever talks about.
The thing is, it was if you went to the Wikipedia page, if you just Googled Sukuna, what you got before was just Sukuna, Wikipedia article, Sukuna, parentheses, king of curses, ... and then no one ever bothered to click through to realize that the ... was and poisons, because
also Sukuna, deadly poisons, by the way.
And it's not that this is unseated, because we saw when Itadori fought Junpei that the poison that Junpei shot into him had no effect. So this isn't the first time it's happening. It's just such a they have called him the king of curses enough times for me to be that's what he is. And when I saw this in the this was my most oh come on now in the manga moment. I just
Sukuna has a double bachelor, and no one ever talks about the second one.
But so Kugisaki explains that this does not remove the pain, but it does remove the decay effect of rot, which means, and if it's just pain, then Itadori can fucking punch all the way through it. And Itadori fucking just smacks the shit out of Keiichizu.
That little green blob just gets exploded.
Yeah. And while Keiichizu gets the shit beaten out of him, Aso's like, brother, you can't do this to him! And she says, shut up, and does resonance again.
Yeah.
Through her wrist, and it's great. Kugisaki and Itadori back up into each other and then rotate 180 degrees with their backs still facing each other so they can swap targets.
Oh, it's epic action moments.
Because Kugisaki has 3 nails in her wrist and is probably not fully up to dealing with a guy who's been largely unharmed aside from some pain that she made him feel, mm-hmm. And she's probably much better suited to exploding the guy who's dying on the ground.
She can do it.
And we're so proud of her. Eso says, well, if I leave the technique going, that girl will die before Itadori can deal with me. But then Keiichizu's like, brother, and he's crying, and
he's
Eso's
just leaking fluids everywhere.
And Eso releases the technique, and the music kicks in, and I love this moment. It's fucking so good. Itadori starts fucking beating the shit out of Eso, and Eso jumps into the sky and tries to use Wing King, but Itadori jumps onto the side of the hill, wall rides it, does an ollie, jumps super high in the air, and just fucking. Then we get over to Kugisaki, who's getting ready to hit Keiichizu with the resonance, and we get flashing back and forth as the guitar, every time the camera changes, the guitar just jump, jump, as it winds up, and then they both hit the black flash on their respective targets.
It's epic. You like it.
It's epic. You like it, and you know what? It is epic. I do like it.
Mr. Nanami, I love your black flash.
I know this is me possibly giving too much credit to Gege for women, but I do appreciate the fact that Kugisaki did not have to be taught the Black Flash like Itadori did with Todo. She just kind of did it.
She simply knows about it.
She simply knows about it. She did it, and I'm so proud of her for it. It's so fucking sick. The music like hits the chorus here, and Aso's arm gets fucking exploded.
He has no more arm.
There's a really interesting thing that happens with the narration in the manga at this point that was not in the anime because, there's been a bunch of stuff that just like has been cut from the anime because there's no omnipresent narrator like there is in the manga. Okay, so before Itadori and Kugisaki hit the Black Flash, they each get a full page talking about like what they're experiencing in that moment. And for Kugisaki, as she's winding up, it says her focus is so intense that she didn't notice the danger approaching from the rear. The poison remains within Kugisaki. However, the pain from the deactivated technique would help sharpen her focus. Beyond that, a millionth of a spark ignites. And then Itadori's is, before Wing King can reach Kugisaki, the enemy that stands before Yuji will be defeated. Sincerity is Yuji Itadori's greatest weapon. He possesses physical prowess and a fighting sense greater than that of Maki Zenin. He is also the center where cursed power coalesces. This man chosen by the sparks of black, and then they both hit the Black Flash and it rules.
I don't think that Itadori has greater fighting prowess than Maki Zenin. That's pretty rude.
It is. I think in terms, if you just like had them stand face to face and just fucking punch each other until someone fell down, I think Itadori would win that. Yeah. But in terms of like fighting sense,
no, it went away.
That's cringe. But the rest of it, I do really like.
That narrator. He's canceled.
I love both of them getting the full page of like internal thoughts and things that are happening before they hit the Black Flash.
Yeah. And
I get why they cut it for the anime because like they don't have the omnipresent narrator. But
I wanted to say when they were narrating the part with Kamo Noritoshi old moments, was it Gojo voice?
Let me go take a listen to it because I didn't actually notice.
It sounded like him, but I couldn't quite tell.
It could be Gojo. It's hard for me to tell when he's not actually being Gojo.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Most like him. Because all the narrations have been some voice.
Right.
Like like you said, there isn't an omnipresent narrator. I thought it was him, but I'm not sure. It seems like something he would know about.
Yeah. Let's ask Nanami. Nanami's regular boyfriend can ask him about it.
Oh. It was nice that Nanami got to be in the episode.
He did. He got to be in this. He's not in this arc at all, but he got to be in these episodes. So yeah, Aso's arm gets blown off, and after getting hit by the Black Flash, Keiichizu tries to sneak attack Kugisaki when her back is turned, and she says, "Oh, I haven't shown you this one yet, have I?" And the animation kicks into like fucking 1000% gear, and she snaps her fingers and does hairpin. It's so fucking epic.
It's just like a huge blood explosion.
It's like the amount of effort they put into animating just her strands of hair was so fucking sick. Mm-hmm. Fuck, it's good. I'm just really happy about it. This next thing's in the manga only because Itadori's about to hit Aso for the finishing blow, but sees him crying over Keiichizu's corpse and doesn't do it. This is like implied to have happened in the anime, but we don't actually see it. We see it like properly in the manga. Because that's when the truck comes by and almost hits Itadori and and Kugisaki, and Aso jumps into the bed of that truck and is like, "Hey, if you fucking," and takes one of the driver's hostages, like, "Don't fucking slow down. I'll kill you and him. Get moving."
You know who got moving after that truck?
Itadori.
He's running as fast as a truck.
He's running behind the truck at max speed, and so Aso has to, like, hold his, like, stump of an arm that got punched off that's bleeding up into this guy's neck and make him experience maximum rot technique maximum Wing King death by wasp. Sorry, it was just rot technique decay.
Rot technique, ow, my arm, ow.
Rot technique, ow, ouch, ow. And he's like, I'm sorry you died, Keiichizu, but at least I'll be able to escape and regroup and then kill these two Hey, well, what's that girl doing over there?
She's so far away.
We see she's so far away. We see like a tiny little Kugisaki, and like the frame rate slows down to like 2 frames per second as we like zoom in on her. And we get, like, again, the animation at, like, 10 billion% because she whips out a nail and the straw. She's got, like, the straw doll on top of Aso's dismembered arm. And, like, she smacks her nail into it and shouts resonance. And then Aso fucking explodes, falls off the back of the truck, right into Itadori's waiting fists. Itadori says, "I'm sorry," and then just punches him into 10 pieces.
This one is implied to be a Black Flash too, but I didn't actually see the animation.
No, actually, so Nanami voiceover is, the Black Flash narration there is actually referring to what Kugisaki is doing. Like, she doesn't hit the Black Flash with that resonance, but she is still, like, in the zone, even if you don't hit consecutive... Right, because Nanami explains that, you know, when you hit the Black Flash, you enter the zone, and the manga explicates that that this is in reference to Kugisaki doing resonance right after hitting the Black Flash. Like, she's doing a heat move here.
So it's like a really epic resonance, like a very good...
Yeah, it's a really epic resonance. She doesn't quite hit the Black Flash, but it's good. Okay. And then Itadori punches a hole, like, just with one punch, turns Aso into 10 different pieces.
He one-punched him, for sure.
Absolutely.
And he's like, damn, why aren't I happy about this? This sucks, bro.
So he explodes into a bajillion pieces, and then it's your turn. It's your turn, okay? Because that's the end of the fight.
Most important scene. I'm sorry, Kugisaki. So we see our 3 friends. That we know them and love them. Their names are Getou, Mahito, and Choso. We know them. They're in a mysterious dark room. They're in armchairs, and they are... playing Milton Bradley's The Game of Life. This is not a joke.
It's not a joke. This happens.
It's literally the game. Like, it's the board and the spinner thing and all the stuff.
Yep.
And Choso span a 3, and he gets a stock certificate for that. But but he's like holding the little car with the pegs in it that does indicate that he has obtained a wife in The Game of Life.
And the thing is, when Kay saw this, she sent me this image of, like, Choso, like, crushing a car with his hands, and says, oh, he was married. And I spent 15 seconds looking at the image, scanning his ring finger for, like, a wedding band, or, like, the light patch of skin that would indicate a wedding band having been removed.
No, he was married in The Game of Life. The Game of Life.
The Game of Life?
The Game of Life. Yeah.
No, it's The Game of Life.
He had the pink peg, the blue peg, you know, a traditional heterosexual marriage in The Game of Life.
All traditional heterosexual marriages include pegging.
And he, like, crushes his little play piece, and Mahito freaks out. He's like, hey, come on! Don't mess
up
the
pieces! This place has a straight you break it, you buy it rule.
He's like, Choso says, I sensed that my brothers just died. And Getou's like, damn, what? And then he gets a phone call and he says, hey, your brothers just died. Guess who killed them? Those 3 kids from before. And Mahito makes a twisted face.
It was a good face.
And he's like looking around for an extra car piece to play the game.
Yeah. There should be extras unless people have been stealing them from the barcade.
It's like a game for 8 players, so there's only 3 right now. It should be fine. There's extra cars. And, like, the background of this scene, you can see, like, dartboards and, like, alcohol bottles.
So they're at a barcade.
They're at the barcade. They're at the Dave & Buster's.
They're at the combination barcade Dave & Buster's. The barcade actually has good games, unlike Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's makes me so fucking mad because I hate the fact that is like the large arcade arcade chain, and all of the arcade games, all of the games they have in the arcade fucking suck.
Yeah, they don't have Game of Life there.
When I went to the one time in my life I've been to a Dave & Buster's, what they had was just like the only fighting game they had was a big screen version of the phone Injustice game.
Oh.
It was not good. It's a 2-button fighter.
I like 2 buttons.
It's a gacha game.
Oh, it's a gacha game. Okay. Well, I don't know about that.
It's a gacha game. You open up your card that says, "Well, you got Black Adam," and you say, "Cool," and then you put it away because it's not the epic super rare Black Adam.
Oh, unepic. Yeah, so all the bad guys were playing a board game together.
It's good.
It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Also, I guess, like, Getou getting a call about the murders literally 5 seconds after they happened is like a reference to there's an informant to the bad guys.
There's a rat. Though, honestly,
Like,
given that
who
I
would
know...
know?
Right, like, I'm sitting here, I know who the informant is, because that's been a revealed thing at this point in the manga, but, like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, how the fuck did they learn that this fast?
I assume it's May at this point. Just because
Interesting
who else
comment.
could see anything, right? Like, no one
Right.
was there.
Yeah. So we get back from that scene of Mahito doing big epic grin, and we get a fun little scene of Nita being like, "Oh my god, these kids aren't fucking picking up," and she gets so agitated that her car starts rocking, and when she accelerates, it's like tips tilting from side to side.
This is how I knew that she is not the informant, because she doesn't know what's happening. So I crossed her
Right.
off the list.
Yeah. And then it's time for Kugisaki Itadori moments, and it's really cute.
Yeah, they're like walking through a forest back to where Fushigero's dead body is, and they're like, here's our feelings about murder.
Itadori is like, "Hey, Kugisaki, are you doing okay?" And she's like, I mean, I'm feeling... I might get some scars from jamming 3 nails entirely through my whole fucking wrist. This poison's gonna be a pain in the ass. I hope Shoko is awake and sober enough to treat us.
See, I didn't know she was like a fun drunk aunt. This is great news for me.
Oh, yeah, she's a drunk. Udahime hates it. She wishes she would drink less. They're dating.
They are dating, and they're wearing fun outfits together.
They are. Oh my god, Utahime's outfit this episode. And then Kugisaki's like, "You look pretty rough off, bud. Though, what you're being weird. Quit fidgeting. What's up?" And Itadori's like, "Ain't this the first time you like killed something instead of exercising yet?" And Kugisaki's, I mean, well, what about you? And Itadori's like, "I did it like once before. Well, I guess 3 times.
Yeah,
before,
I killed 3 little children, and I never talked to a therapist about it.
It just happened as a result of resolving that arc."
Yeah, my boyfriend died, and then I killed 3 little children, and
My boyfriend got exploded into a Totodile, and we don't... The thing is that, like, we have reverse Jujutsu sorcery for healing bodies. We do not have reverse Jujutsu sorcery for healing minds of trauma.
so sad. Shoko really needs to, like, get, like, a psychiatric degree if she's gonna really be helping these people.
Yeah. And he's like, oh my god, this fucking sucks. And Kugisaki's like, "Yeah, man, you're gonna be the one having problems here, because not, like, to be blunt, like, this is just standard Jujutsu sorcerer shit. I didn't mind it that much. And she says, "I'm not exactly Fushiguro." But in the manga she says not to quote Fushiguro, which I love.
Oh, I thought she was being like, Fushiguro is even more twisted about this than me. I feel like I'm a healthy middle ground.
In the manga, she says that, like, not to quote Fushiguro, but there's only so many people that you can save. Mm-hmm. The thing is that this scene is completely different in the manga. She does not talk about these chairs at all. I mean, not completely different, but like it's markedly different, because here's this page from her. She says, "Honestly, I don't really have a problem with it. As Jujutsu sorcerers, these kinds of things happen. Not to quote Fushiguro, but there's only so many people that we can save. And if you haven't been in my shoes, then I don't want you telling me what's right and wrong. Is that cold? Well, I guess there are people like you who do their own thing," which is very, very different from what we got in the anime, which was her saying that we can only save so many people. I have a limited number of seats available to people I love in my life, and I don't want my actions being swayed by people whose butts aren't in those seats. And then she says, "And then there's people like you who just barge in with their own seat and sit down," which I think is way better than
it's
what
so
we got.
Cute.
The one thing is that the difference, the one major difference between this that's making this more than just a nitpick for me, is that she says, "If you haven't been in my shoes, I don't want you judging me," versus, like, "I don't want my heart to be swayed by anyone whose butt is not in my heart seat."
My heart seats.
But it's just a really, really good moment, and I loved it a lot, and it made me feel emotions.
It's really sweet, I think, yeah.
And she says, and if it makes any difference, we really didn't have the time to worry about whether or not they were human, dude. And Itadori is like fucked up about Aso crying, and he says, "I'm glad that we survived. I really am. But there were still tears shed as a result of the killing that I did." And then Kugisaki says, "Well, I guess we're accomplices." And we get a quick cut to Aso holding Keichizu in his arms, and they're both dead.
Yeah, and there's like tear going down his face. Very sad.
I miss that. It's sad.
I think it's pretty interesting that they're like, well, half people, I guess, right?
Right, because, I mean, we saw that last episode, because Mahito fed that dude, the guy who he had crucified.
Yeah, okay, I want to talk about this. I don't really understand this. Like, the Curse Boys, what do we call them? The 3 brothers.
The brothers.
They needed a funny name, but they don't have one apparently. The three brothers, they're half human inherently, right? Because their mom was a human, and their paternal relation is a curse, I guess, right?
Sure.
So they're like half human already. So why do a person have to eat it?
In order to get them to manifest, because they were never actually fully born. They were just kept as aborted fetuses.
Okay. So they were the fetuses the whole time, and they only turned into people once they got eaten.
Yeah, in the same way that like these became they talked about this with Mahito and Getou talked about this a little bit, I think, where they were like, this is different from when this is kind of similar to Itadori doing it, but we don't need like a special vessel that is particularly built to handle it because Sukuna was all cursed, whereas these are only half cursed. So really anyone will be able to hold these things. Okay,
so they've only been people for like a week.
Yeah, but based on some of the stuff we got from this episode, I think we can assume that they've been like cognizant of some variety, at least of their bond as brothers this entire time.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess like that scene of them like flashback to being friends was like a week ago also.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm understanding now.
Honestly, depending on when Mahito fed that guy that thing, this honestly may be like concurrent with, this may have been like a couple of hours before what's happening.
Yeah, right? Wait, it must have been, right? Because
I guess so.
He fed the little brother the snack and then he immediately told him to go.
Oh yeah, so this must be same day.
What is going on with their fucking organization? They created this man and said, do you want to play Game of Life with us? We don't have enough guys right now.
And he said, sure, I guess so. Don't know what life
I've
is.
I've never heard of it. I don't know.
Well, he just like, I just got a spinner. It's fun. You'll love it. Were you ever alive enough to remember Hoop and Stick?
No. I've been a fetus the whole time, man. If you manifest a guy and he's like, oh, they're like, hey, you're alive now, and he's like, oh, what's alive? And they say, oh, I've got the game for you, bro.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think that might be why they're playing.
Yeah.
You're a human now. Let me teach you about human life.
It's training. It's teaching him.
They've created a game to teach you.
This is Cliff's Notes. This is Cliff Notes for life.
You're born, you go to school, you get married, you get stocks.
Choso hears someone describe their house as a split level and is really upset to find out that their house does not have a tree in it.
Oh, so sad.
Extremely niche joke that requires you to have played a specific version of Life. Milton Bradley game.
I do... Why the hell?
What?
I just think this is the dumbest thing in the world and I love it so much.
It's so good.
Literally, they created this guy, like, 10 minutes ago. They were literally like, we do not have enough players.
Bust out the guys.
We need some more guys.
Yeah, we need a few more guys. This is the only reason that they robbed the Jujutsu Kaisen. Getou's impetus for putting this entire plan in motion was just to create 8 people to play the game of life with, and he was almost. He's been so agonizing close to being there the entire time because because the thing is we've got Getou, Mahito, Jogo just recovered from being a human, just a head. Mm-hmm. Hanami is currently missing a big hole, so she can't play life. Dagon's chilling. And then he added these 3 to the mix, and he was like, finally, we have 8 people. That's 8. But now 2 of them died, and so Getou has to find 2 more people to play life with him.
This is so fucked up.
So Kugasaki and Itadori find Fushiguro, and he's like passed out. And they're like, Fushiguro? And then he's like, what time is it? And Itadori and Kugasaki make a really cute face. They're like, oh, thank God, we thought you were dead.
God, that would suck if they did all that and Fushiguro had died.
Yeah. Kugasaki's like, dude, don't fall asleep with Sukuna finger in your hand. It's cringe and it's not epic, honestly. It's honestly bad practice. And he's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna give this to Itadori then, because he's got the most energy. And Itadori's like, should I eat it? Kugisaki, it's not fucking leftovers, idiot, dumbass. And Fushiguro, before handing it to Itadori, is like, okay, don't eat this. I'll say it again. Don't eat this.
Let me be very clear with you right now, bro. Do not eat this finger.
And Itadori is like, oh, this guy thinks I'm a fucking dog. What the fuck? And he like reaches his hand out to grab it, and as he grabs it, Sukuna makes a mouth appear on Itadori's hand and eats it. And they just stare at each other for a couple of seconds. Itadori gives the Sukuna marks as he explodes with curse power as a result of him eating it real quick, but then he's not Sukuna.
He's fine.
They yell at him, and Itadori's like, it was this guy's fault! He didn't even fucking do anything this time!
I do like that he didn't help the whole time.
He didn't
I guess he devoured deadly poison or something.
I guess so. He then flashes back to Gojo saying Sukuna will act as a radar to help you find these things. And Itadori's like, has Gojo just been winging it this entire time? And Fushiguro's like, you just noticed? You just noticed?
This is his favorite thing to do, is not have a plan.
Bro, our teacher is so fucking stupid. How did you just notice this?
Bro, our teacher is a gay disaster.
Our teacher is the gayest disaster we've ever seen, and you're just noticing this. Okay, sure, whatever, man.
Fushiguro grew up with him. He's had a lot of time to understand.
Yeah. And then Nita finds them at the and yells at them, like, you fucking idiot kids, get up here. And Kugisaki is like, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
she's like this little... I wish she had done that thing of like the fucking... Have you seen that video, that clip of like, I think it's from a Gundam series of that woman being asked like, and what was your reason for all the war crimes that you did? And then she like sticks her tongue out and like does a little bonk on her head.
Yeah, a little
thing.
bonk. I love that shit.
That's so good. Itadori picks up Fushiguro from the ground and they hold hands for a brief second, and then they walk off.
Shining moment.
The camera pans up as they walk off, and Itadori says, Kugisaki's like, I wonder if there's a splendid sushi nearby. And this is a reference to the Juju stroll from episode 3.
Yeah, one of the very first Juju strolls.
The very first Juju stroll.
Yeah. It's canon.
And this effectively canonizes all of the Jujutsu strolls. Mai is a dyke, and Takada-chan was her awakening, tall little Takada-chan. Juzo has a PBS show about making coat racks out of human bodies.
Yeah, some of them are a little more sus than others.
All the curses went to school together. That did happen.
I mean, if they're playing the game of life, I could see them also like having
pretending to be students together.
They're just doing some improv.
Inumaki wore a skirt. That was canon.
He did do that.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that one was canon already, but like just to have that one. I'm trying to think of other particularly funny Juju strolls to be etched into canon. Meanwhile, getting a Gundam new type Flash, that's canon. But the Flash only ever tells her that she's hungry, not that she is in danger of being shot by another Gundam. And
I guess all of Fushiguro's friends trying to make sure a girl never talks to him is also canon.
Yes, Gojo. Formation B is canon.
Yeah. And that does imply the existence of Formation A and many others.
Oh, they did play football with Joko's head.
That one is true for sure.
Oh my god! The three little baby curse humans that Itadori killed. Those guys, they played Pop and Pirate.
They played Pop and Pirate.
It's all canon.
All canon. All right, there's more episode.
There is, because, sorry, I just accidentally deleted some of my notes. So we cut to Gojo and Utahime talking on the phone, and Gojo's like, you wouldn't believe it! Turns out all the special grades, all three of my students, the great teacher Gojo, all three of my students killed a special grade, and you wouldn't believe it, but they all came from when our storeroom at Jujutsu High got raided. Ain't that wild?
Man, this is so
Ain't
crazy.
That crazy, Josuke?
Utahime!
Utahime! He's bragging about how poggers his students are and doing an extremely gay sit.
He's the gayest man sit I've ever fucking seen. He has his legs crossed all like, and then he has his like head tilted so he can talk on the phone, and he's like stirring his tea with his pinky out. I don't know what they think I'm supposed to take away from this, except that he takes it up the ass.
Now listen, in this trans and pegging world, taking it in the ass does not necessarily mean homosexual.
But he does.
He absolutely does. And is homosexual. Where was I?
They're having a call.
Yes. Gojo's talking to Urahime. Oh, we see Urahime dressing. She's wearing, like, she's got a baseball cap on. She's got overalls.
And, like, another or something. I don't know.
It is one of the most homosexual looks I've ever seen an anime character wear. Like, this is, it's just screaming, like, this is just screaming lesbianism.
They gave us the gayest man and the gayest woman back to back.
They're just talking to each other. And they're talking about a quote-unquote party, which I didn't even realize was not actually a party. What are they talking about? They're talking about, like, their student.
Gojo's like, have you found anyone to invite to the drinking party? And she's like, oh, no, everyone, including me, is busy. Should I invite the students? And he says, I don't mind a non-drinking party.
And then he hangs up and is like, well, I don't want to suspect it's one of the students, but it might be one of the students. May, I'm leaving this to you. And he transfers her $10 billion.
$10 gajillion, and she loves it.
May is hot and laughing about the money that she gets sent at the bank.
In this scene, she has a normal kind of braid. And I'm like, honey, why don't you do that all the time? It looks good.
She looks good. Later on when we see her again later on dressed up like she normally is, and we see her from the back at first, and she has her braid in the back. And
no,
I was
she
like,
has two. Okay, she's got two of
them. So the thing is, we see her from the back first, and I was like, okay, does she just have the braid back there? Are they retconning that for the anime? That she just has the braid back there, and then it pans to the front side, and her front braid is also there.
She has like pigtail braids, but rotated 90 degrees. Why did she do this?
to measure her abilities.
Yes.
I mean, if I had to fabricate, like, a kayfabe reason for it, I would guess maybe she keeps her hair like that when she has to employ her crows because she can't turn off her own eyesight. And if she ever wants to just look entirely through the crow's eyes, I don't know why she wouldn't just close her own eyes, but...
I think she thinks it looks good. It doesn't.
It does look good. Like,
no,
I'm not...
it looks bad.
It looks good. I'm sorry. Woman.
I won't back down from this. It looks so stupid.
I love it. It looks stupid. I'm not disagreeing that it looks stupid, but I love it.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, let me get to Fushiguro and Kugasaki. They're talking by, like, the water spigot, and Kugasaki is also dressing. She's got a cool hoodie on. But Fushiguro's like, hey, don't tell Itadori that his fingers awoke the Yasuhachi bridge curse. It was just the trigger. The Yasuhachi bridge would have started killing eventually. But even with that in mind, Itadori will never forgive himself for it. So don't tell him. And Kugisaki's like, don't underestimate a lady's consideration. But then we hard cut to Sukuna yelling at Itadori like, oh, this is all your fault.
It's your fault, idiot.
You did this. And Itadori's like, yeah, and he's like, people are gonna die because of you. And Itadori's like, yeah, I accept that, but just promise me you won't tell Fushiguro. And men will fully bear the weight of their sins on their shoulders, like Atlas, instead of going to therapy, couples therapy.
Please, boys, just talk to each other about the problems.
Just talk to each other about the problems.
You both care about each other and their feelings.
It is very homosexual, though.
It is. It's so gay.
We get another anime exclusive thing of the second years. They're sparring. Panda throws a little GameStop booty again and knocks Maki over, and Inumaki holds up a little.
Inumaki's like being the judge of the fight, I guess.
Yeah. He's holding up a little sign that says Panda won, and then they start talking, and Panda's like, did you hear about those first years? They beat up a bunch of special grades, and Maki's like, well, I guess we better not fall behind then. And then the chorus of Give It Back kicks in, and she does like a big fucking flip move in the air and smashes Panda's head in and kills him, and he dies.
Yay! He died!
Unfortunately, he did not die.
No, he didn't die. But Inumaki did look directly at the camera and hold up a sign with Maki's face on it.
Yeah. Then we cut to Gakuganji talking about, like, really, to me, first grade is as high as it should go.
If I was a special grade, I would think that was cringe. But luckily, I am just a first grade sorcerer, which is the best kind of sorcerer, in my opinion.
Now, with that said, what were you trying to say to me? And then Mei and Toto are both like, Maki Zenin, Panda, Kugasaki Nobara, Fushiguro Megumi, and my brother, Itadori Yuji.
Gakuganji's like, damn, he's your brother?
He puts some stank on the my brother. It's like, my brother!
Brother! He's not your brother, bro.
And then they say, by the power vested in us as Jujutsu sorcerers, we recommend them all to become first grade sorcerers. And Inumaki is still in limbo to be at semi first grade, so he'll get there eventually.
I think this was all like semi first grade, right?
I guess so. I'm not entirely sure what the process is off the top of my head. They said first grade.
Yeah, but I think Inumaki was
is semi first grade like the waiting room for first grade?
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, like you have to show your powers.
We get another anime exclusive thing of everybody shopping. Kugisaki has a bajillion bags, and Itadori like stumbles,
How
and she
can
like
Itadori be stumbling under the weight of some bags?
Honestly,
he's the world's most powerful boy.
Maybe he's just clumsy. He's just not as dexterous as he needs to be to hold this many bags.
Bro, just hold the bags. If I can carry all my groceries in one trip, I think you can carry some bags.
Yeah, that's true. He almost dropped something, and Kugisaki gives him like a good Sukeban face, and is like, "If you drop even one of those, you're dead." And then immediately Itadori like has a blouse fall out of his arms, and he's just like, "Oh!" And then we get like the slow mo, like when Toto got hit in the face with the baseball. Yeah. We get the slow mo of Kugisaki fucking decking him. And Itadori like does a big spinaroo, which is I don't know if this was intentional, but it was a fun little. It did make me remember the first time that they met in episode 3 when she kicked him and he did a spinaroo and fell down.
Destroyed.
It was pretty good. And Fushiguro blushes at this because
he's embarrassed. His friends are posting cringe in public.
And then Fushiguro gets a call from Gojo that says, "New mission, top secret." And Itadori's like, "Well, that must be good since it's top secret." And Kugisaki's like, he says that every time. And then they're like, "All right, let's go. Season over."
The music playing.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, that was like the only song I could think of for some reason. That wasn't what played.
It's the song that plays in the next time on every episode. The boom boom no you all did. Where it's they're saying English words, but I can't make them out.
No. Okay.
And that's season 1 Jujutsu Kaisen anime wrapped.
One whole season of Jujutsu Kaisen anime.
How did you like it?
I would say that it was good.
I would also say that it was good.
I would say that it was extremely good, actually.
Yeah, I liked this a lot. Like, as far as like, I mean, I'm obsessed with this show. Like, this might be my favorite season of shonen anime that exists. Like, I can't think of anything else. I mean, I haven't watched a ton of shonen anime, I'll concede, but like, there's no season of My Hero Academia that I would point to that I would enjoy more than this season.
True.
Like, I would rather sit down and watch this season again probably than watch the new season of Hero Aka.
I think I will watch it, but I will also like Jujutsu Kaisen better.
It's a good show. I don't have a segment. I don't have a Jujutsu Corner pulled up. It does not take much effort, but
no,
I mean,
fine.
we're running longish. We have like tier lists to go down also that we want to talk about. And also we have questions.
Let's do the questions first.
Okay. If you want to ask us a question for when season 2 or the movie comes out in however long that takes, because, you know, actually, while I'm pulling up the questions, I have a question for you. Kay, is there anything that's happening on this podcast feed while we wait for the movie?
I don't think so.
There might be. Kay might read the manga. And
I'm going to read the manga.
Kay, if you read the manga, I might want to talk to you about possibly doing like a manga spoiler cast, just to talk about it.
Oh yeah, sure. That would be fine.
Hell yeah. At Nickel Wolf, Nevey Sticks, girlfriend of the show Neve. Okay, no, I do have a question. What is insert JJK characters of your choice here's favorite board game, and what obnoxious thing do they do that makes people not want to play with them? Kugisaki, I don't think Kugisaki's favorite board game is Monopoly, but when they play, she does love to be the person who, like, points out that Itadori landed on Fushiguro's face when Fushiguro wasn't looking.
Fushiguro, if you don't let him play as the dog, he won't play.
Ooh. Also from Nickel Wolf, I don't have a question, I just love Kugisaki so damn much. True!
Everyone is saying this.
Shout with a P, Shaup asks, why did they make the rot curse so pretty? Couldn't it have been represented by like skull tattoos or something instead of roses? Well, you see there was a big splash image of Eso with roses last episode, so we had to see him do roses this episode.
Yeah, he's like a very pretty type man, so that's what he likes.
Yeah. It makes sense for me.
I kind of imagine, like, maybe if a different brother activated the curse, it would look different.
Yeah, that might be. I would have liked to have seen Keichizu activate it. Mm-hmm. Turn that shit on.
I think it was, like, the gayest brother's appearance of curse very fancy.
That's true. Well, Choso, you will learn that Choso is also very gay eventually.
Oh. He's the depression type gay. We all know him.
Yeah. This not a question, just 2 statements from Stephen Moore at Marshmallow. Kugasaki voice. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hurt you really, really bad. Which is funny that that's the exact same thing that Aso said to her, which is that my technique won't kill you. It will just hurt a lot. And then you'll rot away into bones, and it will kill you eventually.
Yeah. But look who's dead now, dumbass.
Crank Kassenstein Brothers at Gigantic Larry says Kugasaki sicko mode. True.
She did it. Wait. Kuga sicko mode.
Kuga sicko mode. Groovin Ghastly asks, what kind of game of chicken do you know you'd win every time? Gay chicken.
Oh. I think that I win
every time.
Most games of chicken that I engage in because it's just the kind of person I am. I'm just kind of bad at backing down.
Sorry for being a top.
Sorry. Sorry for how powerful my personality is.
Suez, image of the boat stuck in the Suez Canal. Sorry for being a top. Oh, that's questions. You got to get into character rankings.
Yes.
Because we have a comprehensive ranking of every single fucking character who showed up in this season.
Untrue. I cut a lot of the characters that I didn't care about.
Well, I didn't. I'm going to give you... when you're done, I'm going to give my ranking of every single character that appeared in the show.
Okay. I couldn't find my old list was, like, the main problem. So I just used, like, the characters that I knew about.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to go from the top or the bottom?
I think we go from the top because I think your top is... I think, like, I want to go from top down. Okay. Go descending.
Well, the number one problem is that
Number one is Inumaki.
The number one problem is I can't decide between Inumaki and Fushiguro.
It's so hard.
I really can't. It's like whichever one is on screen, I'm just like, that's my favorite boy.
We can say that they're tied.
I have them tied.
Tied at 1.
Tied at number 1 best boy. 2 sons for me.
So number 3 will be Getou?
Nanami.
No, I respect Nanami.
Respect Nanami. He'd do Black Flash 4 times.
He did that. He have regular boyfriend.
He have regular boyfriend. He's just really grown on me. I think he's a really good guy and fun character and sexual man.
Yeah, I love Nanami so much. Number 5? 4? 4.
Let's call it 4, yeah. I'm putting Miwa here. I like her a lot.
Hell yeah.
She's the cutest in the world.
Nanami and Miwa are directly next to each other in my rankings also.
Like, very few of the Kyoto kids managed to get, like, above 50%, unfortunately, which I think that I was hopeful for them when the second half of the course started, but...
Yeah, Toto was, like, the only one who made it above the mid-tier for me. Toto and Miwa were the only two that made it above mid-tier from Kyoto.
Yeah, luckily Miwa is doing a lot of heavy pulling for her school, and she's fantastic and beautiful, and she's blue in the anime, which I think is better.
It's so good.
Next is Getou. We all love him.
We love him. Number 5, Getou.
Getou, he has a power.
We'll see
We'll see it. He has a boyfriend. We'll see it.
Number 6.
Junpei. Nice son. I like him.
Wow, Junpei making it very high on the rankings.
I put him really high up just because I've been thinking about him a lot and, like, envisioning...
Yeah, you've been thinking about
in a future where he will come back to life and be everyone's friend.
This will happen, I'm saying
I just think he's, like, a very compelling character, and I thought that his arc was really well put together.
It was. I would have liked to... I really wish he hadn't died.
Yeah, Kitami, why'd you kill the boy?
I think him dying is a good way to establish... I think him dying early on is a good way to establish the stakes of the series. I just wish it didn't have to be him.
He's just so nice is the thing.
He is.
Alright, now we put Sukuna. He's not nice, but we like that about him.
He's nice with it.
He's nice with it, baby.
That's number 7.
This episode, he ate that finger, and then, like, Itadori reached out the very same hand to grab Fushiguro, and I was like, he's gonna lick Fushiguro.
It would have been really funny if he had.
I think he should have. Next is Maki. She's epic.
She is epic. Number 8, Maki, moving up a little bit. So number 9's Kugasaki then.
Itadori.
Oh, you separated them.
I did separate them. I didn't want to, but I was like, I do like Itadori a little bit more than Kugasaki. Not a lot more. They're, like, very, very close. Kugasaki is next. But, I don't know. Itadori, I really like his whole, like, killing people thing.
Yeah, it's good.
And then, yeah, Kugasaki next. She's very, very epic. She's lower than the other two just because I feel like she hasn't gotten a lot of, like, me understanding her motivations, basically.
Yeah, like she has had a lot of epic moments, and like
Yeah.
she's at the top of my chart. She's my favorite character
Yeah.
in this. But like, I also agree with you that she has not gotten like a lot of the same like. I feel like we haven't gotten a lot of emotional drive stuff from her that we've gotten from Fushiguro and Itadori.
Like, Fushiguro and Itadori both have, like, moral codes about why they're doing shit that are, like, driving them forward. And Kugisaki, I feel, really doesn't have that. Like,
Kugisaki needs to make money because she's poor.
I guess. And then she, like, buys a bunch of dresses. Like, whatever. I don't know. And, like,
That's
they
why
never
she's poor.
show her, like, she claims to have, like, come to Tokyo to find her girlfriend or whatever, but they never show her doing anything with that.
Yeah, they haven't talked about her since episode 3, and I think they should have done that more.
It just, like, Kugisaki, she's a very cool character, but I think they should, like, give her more internal life, I guess. I'd like to know more of her motivations.
I agree.
Gojo next, he funny.
He funny.
He funny, he do a purple, he sit homosexually. What's not to like?
He suck dick. He get blasted in ass.
He's just not a child or, like, a husband. So he's lower,
right?
But he is still quite good.
I would fuck him, but it would like it's not for husband reasons.
I can't agree, but that's all right. All right, next, this one is controversial. I have Kamo, the boy. I really
that is
like
very
him.
high ranking. I respect it.
I really like him because he's like a nice boy, but he's not. But he is. I think he's interesting. I'd like to see him more. And I did, like, cry at least twice about his backstory, which is ridiculous, because it was, like, 5 seconds long.
Sometimes your mommy cares you very much.
Sometimes your mommy go away and you're just a baby, and it's very sad.
It's so sad.
And that scene where he
Someone
was like,
please
damn,
take care of him.
Itadori, you remind me of my mommy. I think I won't murder you anymore.
I think I will get struck out looking.
He wasn't looking. His eyes were closed.
I think I will strike out not seeing it.
Yeah, I can't believe I cried from emotions during the baseball episode. And it was all thanks to you, Kamo, so you're high up on the list for me.
Who's next?
Next is Hanami. I really like her.
Respect Hanami. We love her.
I respect Hanami. Hanami is like the only bad guy cursed team I like at all. So
the moment that we realized / decided that she was a girl was the moment where I was like, oh, okay, I love this character
Hanami
way
is
more
good,
now.
actually. She's epic.
Yeah, because she's woman.
Yeah, she's an eco-terrorist, but we respect that.
Listen.
There's nothing wrong with it. She's right.
Who among us?
Okay, so that section of the list is what I would call characters I definitively like. Next
now
section,
in the gray zone.
No, next section is characters that I am a little neutral on, but I would like to like them more in the future. Or I could possibly dislike them more. We'll see. So at the start of that is Urahime.
Yeah.
I like her, but, like, I don't know a lot about her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's good, but she could do more. And then, like, similar, next, Sumiki. I think she was cool in the flashbacks. I think she
she was not on this tier list that I put together. Neither was Dagon now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I don't have Dagon. Dagon is nothing. Dagon is a jellyfish.
I like Dagon. He's a jellyfish.
Is on island time, and we do love that for a jellyfish, but try doing something.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I did like Sumiki in the flashbacks a lot. Her character seemed strong to me, so I'd love for her to be alive and do something.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I confused Sumiki with Tsukumo Yuki, the woman who looked at Toto and said, "Hey, what kind of babes do you like?" And then someone with Colossus.
I don't have her on the list. I don't like her though. If I had put her on the list, she would be very low.
She does some epic in the manga, but she does do cringe to Toto the first time we see her.
I hate her. Okay, next is Nita. She was really cute in these episodes.
I love Nita.
She made it so high for being in 3 episodes at the very end. But she was
so funny.
She's cute.
When she said ding dong.
Oh. She did say people. Okay.
People.
Next is Muda. He was okay. I'd like him to do more.
Mm-hmm.
But he has potential to me. If he can stop, breaking all his arms and legs.
I made my tier list based solely on the anime. I try not to let what I know about the manga influence me, and I think the characters who diverge who like move the most based on my. If I were to do this tier list with my manga characters, Muta and Choso would be the ones that move the most, probably. Also Mei, honestly.
Mei is next for me. I think she's interesting. I do think she's probably the evil person, so I'll like to see that more, because who doesn't like to see an evil woman, honestly?
I loved it. Evil woman!
All I want to do is see you turn into an evil woman.
All I want to do is see you turn into an evil woman with better hair.
Yeah, with better
All
hair.
I want to do.
Okay, next, 3 in a row, Todo, Nishimiya, Mai. Please, like, do something different with your lives. I understand that people like Todo a lot, and it is quite funny that he's, like, an unrequited brother.
It's good.
But he also annoys me a lot of the time.
I can respect that. Todo goes up a whole tier if he's next to Tadano Takada-chan.
Nishimiya and Mai, very similar characters in that they're women who don't have something going on in their lives. Nishimiya particularly is like, I'd love you to do something or have like something going on with you. Because I feel like she was like fairly high-ish in my like, oh, I'm interested to see what this character will do next season.
Yeah, I want more Nishimiya. I want more Nishimiya. She's good. I wish that she was better. I wish that she got more.
Yeah. And
me looking at women in a Shonen Jump series.
Yeah.
I wish the woman got more.
And Mai like did get some stuff. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Have some different stuff instead, Mai.
Try something different next time.
Yeah, trying something different.
Your backstory was not good to me. Give me a different one.
Yeah. Next I have Shoko. I really do like her, but she has been on screen for 5 seconds.
Yeah, she's great.
And I know she will be in the flashback, so that will be good to me.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to the young boys' school.
She goes to the young boys' ghetto high school.
Yes.
Or young boys' gojo high school.
Yeah, well, they're both there, and she's also there.
Yeah.
Next is Ajichi. He's just barely not in the zone of characters I hate. I'm still mad at him about what he did.
But every time you get mad about that, you think about the time that Principal Yaga yelled at him, and you think, oh, not that bad.
And then I also like when he like explains all the charts in the show.
Yeah, it's good.
That part is good. So he avoids going into the tier of shit characters I hate. But now we're there, and the first guy is Yaga. I'm mad at him about the panda thing.
It's still canceled.
He made the panda wear a diaper. It doesn't shit. He did that for him, and I don't like it.
We decided that was fucked up after a poll with 3 whole votes in it.
Everyone said yes, though. So think about
For what
that.
it's worth, I would say yes also to that.
Surprisingly here, the next one is Kechizo. I thought it was funny when he was like, oh, my brother, I have to run through the portal and this kind of thing.
Yeah, he's like a weird kind of dog.
Yeah,
man.
what if your brother was like a blob green dog?
And then he got exploded by Kugasaki.
Yeah, and that was cool for him.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him.
This one is gonna shock a lot of people. The next is Panda. He made it past a lot of evil villains that I hate more than him now.
Kay loved Panda.
Kay put Panda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th from last place now.
Who's next?
Essa. I didn't like him. I didn't really like him, the way he looked or acted very much.
Did we talk about how they gave him pants?
In the manga, he has like thigh highs and then garters to his thong.
Yep. And in the anime, they just gave him some pants, which is really unfair because they should have let him show off his pussy bones.
I don't know if I would have liked him more or less if he had that.
You would have liked him differently, though,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Like, obviously, in my top 5 or so, a lot of gay character boys there.
Yes.
And I do love that. But then, sometimes gay Akitami will say, what if I made one that was, like, extra gay in, like, an evil, funny way? And I say, I don't like to see that one.
Yeah, work on this. Send this back to the storyboard.
And that's Esso and also the other guy who's even lower down, and I hate him.
Haruta, yeah.
Next is Mahito. He did make it up above a few other guys for being
go.
very enthusiastic
Mahito lovers.
about the game of
This
life.
is a podcast for Mahito lovers only. Let's go. You and I both. Let's go.
He really liked spinning the wheel.
We love Mahito here on this podcast.
Next is Jogo. He hasn't done anything in like 5 months.
He did do a domain though, which was pretty cool.
That was cool of him. He didn't want to play the game of life though, so he missed out on a lot of points there.
Yeah, he hasn't shown up at all this season.
He hasn't.
I'm just realizing. No, he showed up. He showed up in the very first episode to be like, "Yep, I'm fully healed from my time getting exploded."
He was sitting on the beach with them.
Oh yeah, there he is. Okay, I found him.
SpongeBob pointing at him. He's here on the beach.
All right, who's next?
Next is Gakuganji, which is kind of hilarious to look at. We hate this old man.
We hate this old... He tried to kill our son.
He tried to kill Itadori like 5 different times.
But then he shredded.
He did shred the guitar.
I do actually have to move, because he's currently in my brings me no joy tier, but I think he should move up to whatever. Because he brings me a little joy by playing the guitar.
When he play the guitar. The thing about the playing the guitar thing is, I think the concept of it, of like an old man whose power is to play the guitar, and presumably that's been his power since he was a young man, and it was cool then, but now he's old. That concept is very good. But like, the character itself is nothing to me. So I like true. The concept and the character don't tie in together to me.
Yeah, that's true. Who you got next?
Next is Haruta, the terrible new twink that we all hate. We say boo, we hate your hole. We hate this guy. This is just another, like, Gege Akutami said, what if a little gay boy, evil, nasty, and we don't like it. And I don't like it.
Who is left if Mahito was not your bottom? Who's left?
It is Juzo the coat rack man, and I hate him so fucking much. And I hope he perishes and dies and passes away.
Yeah, if he is last on my list, except for a character who was not on your list.
Who? Well, I guess we'll get there.
Well, we'll get to it. So that's the end of your list?
Yeah, it's very surprising to a lot of people, I'm sure, that Mahito and Panda made it out of last place, but I just really hate the 2 new villains that they introduced to me. They said, do you want this? And I said, fuck no, be gone.
All right, so I have mine in tiers, but they are also all ordered. So up in the perfect, incredible, doesn't get better than this tier, we've got number 1, Kugasaki. Mm-hmm. Obviously, without question, no, obviously. Next, number 2, Nanami.
He's perfect. Like, what can you say?
He's perfect. There's literally, you've said it all. There's nothing else I can say about him. After him is Miwa. I said that Nanami and Miwa are right next to each other.
She's blue.
She's blue. She's daughter. She sings her little song about the katana. She calls herself useless, which I wish she wouldn't do. Come on, baby, just get
she says after. Well, usually I don't think of myself as useless, but I did take a nappy. She puts a mango in the fridge to ripen, and then it mysteriously vanishes.
Recently, I'm still laughing about Mai's recently got over her hatred of mangoes. The last person in that tier is Maki. Bookending that tier with the lesbians.
2 of them.
The next tier is really quite excellent to experience. Number 1 in there is Itadori. He's son.
We gotta love a son, folks.
Like, he's not perfect, but like he is one of my favorite. So he is probably my favorite shonen protagonist.
He's the world's most nicest little son, who's also
he's the most nicest powerful. Pink boy. He's so powerful. Next is Inumaki.
He's so small.
Son. He's so
Think
small.
About
so
how
son.
small he is. Oh my god.
I can't fathom how tiny he is. After that, we have Mahito, my evil murder husband, who I love to see do evil things, do murder. I didn't love it when he killed Junpei, but I didn't love that. But everything else he's done has been pretty cool. I think I'm sorry to my fans, but he is sexy. And I've got nothing else to say about that. Next is Fushiguro.
Now this is
he's
a
great.
boy.
He summons puppies.
Now this boy's got puppies inside him.
This boy has... If Mahito had puppies inside of him, it would make him not good, but it would make him better.
If Mahito had dog friends, I'd like him more. I'll admit it, but he doesn't.
Would you like him though? Like, would he cross the 50% threshold?
It would depend on how he treated the dogs.
Okay.
Fushiguro treats his dogs as his very own son, and that's what's so great about him.
Next is Hanami. We love her. She's a tree.
Her. She's a tree.
She did cool tree moves. And her fight was epic, and it was just a shame that she got. She should have gotten to do domain expansion before Itadori said, "No, I'm black flashing."
She should have gotten to do a domain expansion before Gojo
Oh yeah,
said what if it was purple.
Gojo said, "Oh, I cast spell of fuck you up."
I cast big purple laser beam. Goodbye to you.
After Hanami comes Todo. I like him. He's just fun.
A lot of people like him. I understand liking him.
Junpei is after that. Just a great little boy.
We love this
great
little boy.
He's got a jellyfish.
He has a jellyfish is the thing that you all have to remember.
After that is Shoko. She probably might belong in the "you've been on screen for 10 seconds"
I think you're liking
tier,
her from reading her, and that's very valid to me. I think that it's gonna be nice to see Shoko, young boy's version.
She doesn't get to do much in it. I hate to inform you.
She is there, though.
She is there. That is true. You know who else is there? Urahime.
Urahime, young boys Gojo High School arc version.
Young girls Urahime Shoko arc.
Oh.
They're doing
their own arc.
You know how in the first 2 seasons of Haikyuu, you've got the girls volleyball team playing, and they're like their stuff is mirroring the boys. Yeah. That's what's happening there. After Shoko is Sukuna. He's good.
Damn.
What can I say?
This low, really?
Another murder husband.
This is a murder husband to me.
After that, we've got Urahime. I rank her higher than you just because I like her a lot. She hasn't done much of anything, but I like her a lot.
Mm-hmm. She's at the very top of my almost liking, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, she just needs to do some more things.
It's
Frankly,
funny when she fucking kicks Gojo's ass.
Yeah, I love one of my favorite things about her are when she argues with Gojo. After that is Jogo. I like Jogo a lot. I think his design is great. I think his voice actor is killing it.
That's
I
true.
love every single time this guy's on screen. It's just he's such a fun bad guy.
That is true. I just don't. Mm-hmm.
You're allowed. Listen. Hatred allowed. We are permitting it.
Okay.
And the last one in that tier is of the really quite excellent to experience is Panda. I like him.
No comment.
Next is the I enjoy you tier, and leading out that is Mai. I like her. She's fun. She has a gun. She had gay moments with Takata-chan.
God, that Juju Stroll is doing a lot of heavy lifting for Mai's character.
Okay, it is doing a lot of heavy lifting, but also I have nothing but respect in my heart. Respect overflowing for the bitch who rolls up to the magic fight with a gun.
It's a magic gun.
It is a magic gun, but it is still extremely funny to just roll up to, like, people throwing around, like, fucking haunted nails and shit and just be like, I have gun.
She do have gun.
She has gun. Next is Getou. That's him.
By God, he will do something.
Then right after that is Gojo. They're kissing in my chart.
I like it that you did that for me. For me specifically.
Gojo is just, yeah, I enjoy him. He's funny. I don't love him as a character, but he has some good moments. I think his moment with his little speech to Fushiguro is like my favorite moment of his.
Oh, that was
so
good. I was like,
while
I was watching it the very first time, I was like, holy shit, something very important is happening right now.
He's talking about it's okay to be gay.
He literally said it gets better.
Next is Keishizu. I like him a lot. I think he's fun. He's just a funny little guy. He's got big teeth. He yells. He got obliterated by Kugasaki, as we should all wish to be.
So much.
Kugasaki killed him so hard. Nita is after that. She's just so fucking cute. I love her so much.
Her hair is so cute.
After that's Kamo.
Good. You like Kamo a good amount. I accept that amount of liking Kamo.
I respect Kamo. I respect him.
Respect Kamo. He's the only one left. His evil dad is perished. Or whatever. His rude grandpa.
Then there's Tsumiki. I like the little stuff we've gotten of her, and I hope that she gets to do epic things in Season 2 and Season 3 and Season 4 of the anime.
There's quite a Chekhov's sister in a coma set up
Chekhov's sister.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the I Enjoy You tier is Nishimiya.
She's okay.
She's fine.
If you put Mai that
She's
high
funny.
up, then I understand putting Nishimiya that high up too.
She said Sebastian Stan.
That part was good.
She said lean into misogyny.
She said go white boy go.
Next is the I Enjoy You but you've been on screen for 10 seconds tier, which is not really a tier by which I'm ranking everyone else. These are all characters that you excluded from your ranking with the exception of one. This tier list is Tall Idol Takata-chan leading it. I want more of her. I want her to learn a technique.
I just don't count her as a character. She's like a
Me
device.
Neither. Yeah, she's on screen, but I enjoy her, but she's been on screen for 10 seconds. Iguchi and Sasuke, Ichidori's friends from Curse Club in episode 1. Remember when that happened? Curse Club?
I'm shaking my head. Not characters.
It didn't happen. Itadori's grandpa is there, respecting
not a
him.
Don't respect him.
Junpei's mom.
She was pretty hot, but
she was. And she was really nice to Junpei. I liked their relationship. It was cute.
They had like a very like interesting kind of fraught relationship that I would have liked to see more of. But she did pass away and perish.
Next is Choso.
Oh, I didn't put him on the list, huh?
Yeah.
I don't.
You have nothing to go on for him.
Yeah. He broke the car and made Mahito sad.
He broke the car and said, "My brothers are dead."
And
then he said, "We all live for each other."
He chose to have a wife in the game of life, which I can't respect for him.
And he also explained the rock paper scissors of living for each other that Keiichizu, Eso, and Choso all did.
Yeah, maybe if he was more handsome.
Okay, I understand. And then last in that tier is Mei. I just don't think she's been on the screen long enough to earn a place in the I enjoy you tier or the following tier, which is whatever. I do not care at this moment. This tier is Haruta. I like Haruta. I honestly like Haruta. I think a lot more than other people do. He still doesn't like make it into any of my tiers of like this is good, but like there are parts of him that I enjoy. I think he's fun. I love his design. I love his freaky hand sword. Then it is Mekamaru slash
is Muda.
Mekamaru / Muta. Again, I'm kind of indifferent about them currently. They're higher than a couple of characters, but like they're not this low out of my disdain because I hate characters in the show a lot less than you do. He's just this low out of I don't feel anything about this boy yet.
I liked the one scene where he had a body suddenly and he cared his friends.
And he walked to see all of his friends. Yes. All right, next is Eso.
He was fine. Then Ijichi and Yaga.
Yeah. They're fine. They are
whatever.
Next is the tier of Brings Me No Joy, which is just Gakuganji, the Finger Bearer, and Juzo. Juzo is like just.
We fucking hate this guy.
I am indifferent about this guy, honestly. You hate this man. I'm just like, ugh, whatever.
That's a kind of hate to say to a man.
Fine. Get off the and then I find out here is Parrish, and that's just Junpei's teacher.
We didn't like him at all. I didn't put him on the list, but that
tier
ranker
didn't deserve it.
But yeah, he sucks. But we hate Juzo is the thing. His gimmick sucks. He looks awful. His power is nothing, and he's rude to women. Yeah. And that's all I have to say about it.
And that's Special Grade Snacks.
Season 1.
Kay, thank you so much for doing this podcast with me. It has been an absolute delight for these last 14 episodes to talk about our favorite children, our sexy murder husbands, and everything in between.
We love them. And we love them. We love to podcast.
Thank you, Gege Akutami, for creating this series.
Thank you for the children. To watch. Thank you for the friends, the memories, the epic moments, the highs and lows, the baseball.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you, Jujutsu Kaisen.
We will do an episode of the movie when it come out.
Yeah. And then we might keep an eye. We might do something on this feed. It's impossible to say whether we will or not. The big announcement
of the show, our show, is that I will read the manga now because I can't wait like a year or something. That's ridiculous. So I will read the manga. We will do episodes of season 2 when it come out, and I guess I'll know the manga by then. But I'll be polite about it. We won't spoil you if that would be rude.
Thank you to the listening audience for listening, for going along this journey with us. Thank you to we passed 1,000 listens recently, right?
1,000 people listened.
Thank you 1,000 people. Thank you to our artist Agnen Kalalafair at Kalalafair Art. Thank you to Noah Geist, who did our incredible intro outro music, Lost in the Bug Snacks. Find them making music noahgeist.bandcamp.com or check them out on Twitter at owldude. If you want to find thank you to Noisepace.xyz and its proprietor Matt GameCube for hosting this and so many other Noisepace shows, like the other shows that I do, like the Fear Baiting, which is coming up on its 200th episode, which I'm recording tomorrow. It's a horror movie podcast. The Wonder Years, an Animorphs podcast I do with my friends, and Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die. It's a Leftism podcast I do with some other friends. I can also be found on Twitter at Sunhatzhenya, SUNHATZHENYA. K. can people find you and listen to your shit?
Yeah, I do one other podcast called A Song of Babies and Puppies with some different friends, which is about a Song of Ice and Fire book reread. I have Twitter type thing, Kay, Darlink. You will have to go to these other locations to find us for the next year, which is, of course, very sad. But, maybe you could find a new interest.
Yeah. I Lord knows I'm going to have to find another fucking anime to watch. But until the movie comes out, until Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0 film comes out, into 2022, let's go get some snacks.
Let's go get some snacks.